All right, guys, how's it going? So I want to get started here doing Genki. Look at this. Look how Genki they are. But I was debating on whether or not we continue with my Japanese lesson series for a couple of reasons. One, I'm lazy, which is an excuse. Two, I'm busy, which is also an excuse. Three, because I didn't have like really good recording software. I didn't have recording software. So the good news is I was able to get that from my old computer onto my new laptop. And the last reason why I just felt like I had to continue, even though I had my other excuses, was that my dad is watching. And, I don't know if he's actually like taking notes and trying to learn Japanese, but he's at least watching the videos. So I said, well, hey, I got to keep, making them. If my dad's watching, hi, Dad, love and miss you. So yeah, let's get started. And, thanks to me and my awesome teaching, you guys now know how to read hiragana and katakana. So yeah, okay. So first, now that we can read all that, you make sure you're practicing that, because if you can't do that, we want to make sure you're up to speed and able to follow along. So first here we have greetings, aisatsu, right? So I think you can probably tell what they are from the picture, but hopefully you guys are practicing these. So ohayo, which is morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. When this gozaimasu is added, it just makes it more formal, but it's the same meaning. Good morning. Konnichiwa. I think most Americans know konnichiwa, meaning hello, used during the daytime. Konbanwa, which is hello during the evening. Sayonara, which is goodbye. And sayonara is like more of a very kind of formal goodbye, used mainly in situations where you might not see that other person for a while, or it's just a formal setting, like the kids say at school and stuff, the teachers, but you wouldn't really use it between friends or family so much. Then we have oyasumi nasai, which is good night. Arigato, which is thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Okay, so just like with Ohayo and Ohayo gozaimasu, here we have gozaimasu coming on the end here of arigato, to make it more formal. And you can see that she's speaking to a police officer here. So it just depends on your kind of situation, who you're talking to, where are you, what does the situation call for? So it's not rude necessarily to only say arigato, but, to show a little bit of extra politeness, you would add gozaimasu. De, sumimasen. Oh, she stepped on his foot. Sumimasen, excuse me, / I'm sorry, kind of the same. Iie. Iie means no. Iie means no. But it also kind of just means don't worry about it. No problems, no worries. Don't worry about it. So, sumimasen. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Iie. No. It's no problem. All right. And then we have more of these kind of Japanese greetings, Japanese aisatsu, that take a little bit of culture to understand, but I'll try and explain that here for you guys. So, ittekimasu. So she's saying ittekimasu, which means pretty much I'll be back later. Like, I'm leaving and I'm going to come back. Iku, kuru, itte kuru, ittekimasu, which means, I'm leaving now, but I'll be back later. So you say it when you're somewhere and you're leaving and you plan to go back, usually home, but not always home. You can say it if you're at the office and you have to leave the office for something and you're going to come back, but typically used at home. Then itterashai would be the opposite. So if someone said ittekimasu to you, you would respond itterashai, which is basically see you when you get back. There's no like set translation for the English, but basically just means see you when you get back. Itterashai. De, kaette kite. She's back. She came back home now. And she says tadaima. I'm back. Which tadaima actually literally means like right now, this moment. But you're walking through the door, tadaima, I'm home, right? So it's in Japan, it's very polite and kind of expected for you to announce when you are coming home or leaving home. So that's kind of the culture. So tadaima, and then okaeri nasai. Okaeri nasai would be welcome home. Oh, this is a fun one. So before eating in Japan, they say a word which kind of is like, it's similar to like saying grace in America, although I don't really think a lot of people say grace anymore. But it's just one word. It's like, put your hands together and say itadakimasu. You don't have to do this, but traditionally you would do itadakimasu and say that before you eat something. And that literally just means I'm receiving. But yeah, it's a way of saying thank you for this food. And you're not necessarily thanking someone in particular. If someone made you or provided the meal for you, you could say itadakimasu to them to display like some sort of appreciation for the food. But in general, it's just kind of like we're thankful for this food. We receive it. Itadakimasu. I like that. It's like, not even really like a religious or kind of spiritual aspect to it, but it's just kind of like showing gratitude. So I kind of like that. Personally, I say grace, and I do say itadakimasu. Obviously, there's no religious connotation to that, but I also say grace. So I just had to throw that in there. De, when you finish eating, gochusou-sama deshita, which is kind of the same thing. I am grateful. I appreciate this meal that I just ate. Thank you very much. And now this you would say to someone if they provided the meal, if they treated you out to a meal, or if they cooked you a meal at their home, you would say gochusou-sama deshita. It's very, very polite, and you should say that if someone provides a meal from you. Thank you for the meal type thing. But you can also just use it in general. And so we have two here. These two are really big. Hajimemashite. Hajimemashite. Which is nice to meet you. Basically, when you meet someone for the first time, literally it means this is the first time, but we would translate it as nice to meet you. And then yoroshiku onegai shimasu, yoroshiku onegai shimasu, which means you could also translate that as nice to meet you. Literally, it means please be good to me. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. I'm asking you to be good to me. But yeah, nice to meet you, or I look forward to getting along with you. I look forward to working together, knowing each other, whatever it is, whatever situation you meet them in. This is probably the most useful Japanese phrase ever. Like, if you only need to know 3 Japanese, it would be like arigato, yoroshiku onegai shimasu, and like sumimasen. You could live in Japan just knowing those 3, I think. Not comfortably, because you'd want to know more, but yeah, yoroshiku onegai shimasu, you'll hear it all the time. And it's not just for when you meet someone for the first time, but that's how it's being introduced now. So here we have all these laid out with the English here. And as I said, yeah, some of these are kind of different. It's like, yeah, I'll go and come back. It sounds weird. Like, if you hear it in English, you're not really sure when to use it. But yeah, like I said, some of these take cultural context to really understand. If you can, watch some Japanese anime or some Japanese drama or TV show and try and get familiar with the culture a little bit if you're not. That's really going to help you in your Japanese studying.